the process to keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell you what I'm seeing. You can have it if you dream it. Just be brave and you'll achieve it all. It all. I wanna know if you really want it, and if you do, then just shout it loud and clear. I wanna know if you really need it, and if you do, then just shout it loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear.
Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. Good evening to you on a Sunday evening. It's Sunday, July the 28th, 2024. I was going to say 2022. And good to have you all here on a beautiful Sunday right here in Western New York. I hope it's nice wherever you are. And I just want to welcome you all. I see a lot of people joining us here tonight. And they're all coming online. Come on in, gang. Let's get started here. Lots of room right here up in the front. Okay. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da. Good stuff. Thank you for that, Tom. Don R. Yes, we're going to go over some of that stuff. And those 549 calls, I'll get over and tell you what I did with those. Let's get started, folks. Okay, we are live streaming here, so hopefully you'll. And of course, this is going to be recorded. So if you don't catch it here, if you want to read it or view it again, then go back to the website DayTradeSPY.com, and it should be up there in a couple of days or so. So let's get started, folks. Good evening again. Good evening. Welcome to Weekend Review, Intro to Trading here. My name is Hugh for DayTradeSPY, and it is Sunday, July the 28th. And I'm just going to leave this up on the board there for a few seconds so you can read the disclaimer. Keeps the lawyers happy, and keeps us out of trouble. Okay, I see some of the comments are already coming online here. Okay. All right, so all right, you're only responsible for your own trading, and past performance does not guarantee future results. I think you know that. Charts courtesy of Schwab, Thinkorswim, and also Tasty Trade. All right, Weekend Review. There I am in full color. Actually, you know what? I see there's a lot of background. I'm going to say noise. It's not. It's very bright. So I'm going to close the blinds so that maybe you can see me a little bit better. If you really want to see me. There you go. Yeah, I'm starting to come into focus a little bit better. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. And still got that little spot up there over. Where's it? Right. Where's my head here? Right over there. I'm trying to read this thing. Show you. Anyway, you know where it is. Back in you see it. Anyway, folks, let's get started here. Listen, Sunday nights, this is our fun time together, right? It's our fun time. We talk a little bit about trading, a little bit about whatever comes to your mind. So this here is a session where you get to ask some questions, and hopefully I get to answer them. So please use the questions box for any questions or comments you might have. You'll find that little questions box icon on your Zoom dashboard. So click on that. I am the only one that sees that. And tonight we are going solo, all right? Aaron is not going to be on here tonight. He is going to be doing Wednesday night instead of the Inner Circle weekly meetup on Wednesday nights. So anyway, good to have you all here. And thank you for that. Dawson D's. I'm excited for you. Yeah. So you know what? And if you can trade in the summer, you can trade anytime. That's the way I look at it. So here's what we're going to do tonight. Here's what we're going to do. Give you a bit of an introduction. And then we can talk about the weekend review, look at next week. And then we're going to have a little beachside chat. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about our Schwab Thinkorswim setup workshop that is coming up on Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? The 30th. That is Tuesday, 11:30 Eastern. You don't want to miss that. And after that, we're going to give you a little 2-minute tutorial. And yeah, any questions or comments you might have, we're going to probably address them at that point too. So bit of a background on myself. People are saying, you know, especially if you're new on it. Listen, if you're new on, please put in the questions box that you're new, all right? You've never been here before. I know that many people here have been here before. And So I don't want to, bore all those people with that kind of activity. But uh, just if you are new, I just want you to have a little confidence as to why we rate being listened to, why you should listen to us, and who is this you guy anyway? What's he do? I never heard of this guy. That kind of, he's what's he think he is? Whatever, Jim Cramer or something. No, 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 I'm not like that. Humble Hugh is what they call me. Probably never heard of me, but I've been around for like a long time. I've been doing this for a long time. It's so funny because I used to trade. Actually, I never, I came from corporate America. I never thought of trading as a living or teaching people how to trade as a living or anything like that. Um, Nothing could have been further from the truth. If you had told me this many years ago, this is what I would have been doing, I never would have believed you. I would have thought you were crazy, and you need to go see somebody about that. Get that fixed. But as it turned out, and this is how funny life's twists and turns take you. All right, you never know where you're going to end up. Never know. But when my own financial advisor blew out half my account, that's when I realized I had to take control of my own financial destiny here. And I knew a thing or two about risk. I used to be an internal auditor for an insurance company, so I was comfortable with numbers. I realized I have to learn how to do this myself. Why would I entrust this to a financial advisor? I also realized a couple things when I went to get my check from him, what for whatever was left. This was about half the account that I'd given him all the years. I realized, first of all, everybody everybody has basically the same information at their fingertips, literally, as anybody else. It might be a couple seconds off, or if you know what to look for. But basically, with the internet, everybody has the same information. There's no secret here. There's nothing, no magic for, we don't go to the dark web and find information of what people are going to trade. It's not that at all. And I also discovered that nobody cares or should care more about my money than me. How prophetic, right? And the same holds true for you. Nobody should care more about your money than you. It just stands to reason. As much as I want to help you and anything else, it's impossible for me to care more about your money than you should care. And here's the funny thing. I was just talking about this with somebody yesterday. I can't remember who or what where we were, but we're talking about how interesting it is that people tend to plan their vacations a lot more than their own financial future. People spend a lot of time planning their holidays. Oh, where are we gonna go? What are we gonna do when we're there? What hotel do we get into? What rental car? What this? What that? What flights? All these things, and then they plan out, they map out what they're gonna do for the next 2 weeks, what they're gonna do, where they're gonna go, what they're gonna see, all this wonderful stuff, right? But when it comes to their own financial future, they say, "Oh, I think I'm just gonna hand it off to some guy, some girl, whatever, some lady, somebody somewhere, you know, probably drove by some sign out in the plaza said financial whatever advisor, whatever. I think I'll just stop in there as if they know something." How many have you done that? Let me ask you, let's take a survey here, quick survey. How many have done that where you just kind of stop because you saw a name that you like, or whatever on the side of a building or something, you say, "Yeah, that sounds good. I think I'm gonna go to see this guy Edward," whatever, and hand him my hard-earned money. He'll take care of me, right? Let me see. Punch up in the questions box. Anybody ever do anything like that? I can tell you I sure did. Um, okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. It's unbelievable. We don't spend any time planning our own finance, and yet the choices and the decisions we make at this point, especially the early stages in your life, are going to influence many years to come of your financial future. And you make a bad decision early on, and it's going to direct you to this path rather than this other path, right? And anyway, I learned how to do this, and then I started making some serious money. So I started with equities, and I looked at other things like futures and forex and different things, and I discovered this thing called options on companies. Options. Options give you the right but not the obligation to trade a certain stock for a certain price by a certain date. You don't have to worry about finding a market. I always thought, oh my gosh, what I got to find somebody who's going to buy my options? How do I find that? Do I have to do a sales job on my friends or something? Or just like a multi-level marketing thing? Not at all. The market is wide out there. It's there, and it's so there. And so when you get a trading platform, when you sign up with a broker, you can click on equities and you'll get all the stocks. And then there's another one you can click on futures and I don't know whatever it gives you there. Then it gives you options. You click on the options. There's a whole bunch of these option chains, and it can be very intimidating because you could see hundreds of these different lines and columns and numbers and thousands of numbers, and you think, what do I do with this? Do I just like pull one out of the air and hit the buy button or open a position or something? And it could be very intimidating. And I do know a lot of people are turned off by that. They just get overwhelmed with what this is all about, and they run away. But once you learn, so it's not that intimidating because once you learn one little thing, you've learned a lot. Okay, it's just different categories and stuff. But anyway, I'm not going to get into all that. Just know that once you learn what options are, and that's what we do, we completely demystify options. And what attracted me to options, one of the big things was that I found that what 95 or 98% or whatever that number is. I don't even know if really anybody knows that, but all these all these traders they lose their money and they get out of the market within a year. And I was very intrigued by that. I thought, well, wait a second. So if 95% of the people lose their money, they're out of the market. Uh, Really, that's actually very good for me because if I just learn what they don't know, and if they're going to lose their money, they might as well lose it to me, right? Isn't that a terrible thing to say? But I mean, let's face it, everybody knows the game getting into this. They obviously are aware of it. So, and that's just the harsh reality. If you're going to lose your money, I might as well take it. Why not? And you should take it too because you're a day trade spire. If you are a day trade spire, all right, and you aspire to be a day trade spire, then you should be the one making the money on these people. Um, as cruel as that sounds, and there's nothing immoral about it, by the way. We'll talk about that at some point. But anyway, so I figure, well, if I just learn a little bit, I don't have to get good at everything. I just have to get good at one very special thing, one very specific thing. And eventually I discovered through a lot of elimination what really worked well for me. And I drilled it right down to trading SPY, which is the stock that follows the top 500 stocks. So that's pretty cool. Now there's this one called the SPX, which I also traded in the past, but SPX is very expensive. It's very expensive, the options, the stock. So SPX is the basket of the top 500 stocks. If you were to put a stock into this big basket, that's what you're going to get. But SPY is what they call a spider. It's I don't know, the State Street Bank or whoever. Anyway, it's the stock that follows that. So where the top 500 stocks go as a group, that's where SPY goes, which makes things a lot easier because you don't have to worry about analyzing companies and sectors and industries and this and that. You just have to examine the economy. Where is the economy going? And what can we expect the economy to do to interest rates? And where interest rates go, that's where SPY goes. It's very easy I shouldn't say it's easy. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Let's face it. If I can do it, you can do it. Anyway, I started making some money. People started taking notice, especially when I started, obviously I'm not working anywhere in 9 to 5 anymore. Started taking some good vacations. Kids all went to great schools and well, good schools. Well, they went to very good schools. And we We've got we're living very comfortably. When I bought a new house and a new airplane, and that's when people start to take notice and say, okay, wait a second, Hugh, you're onto something. What did you do? What lottery did you win? How about if I give you my numbers? Will you play the tickets for me? He said, no, no, no. I trade spy options, and they coerced me into teaching them, and that was way back in 2010. 2010. So what is that? 15 years ago? We're in our 15th year doing this. So it's very exciting, and I'm just as excited now as I ever was. So that's my background. My name is Hugh, of course, you know that, and I learned this mostly from the trenches. That's where my trading is, and that's what I do is I teach the things that I actually learned the hard way because I think I feel that is the real lessons you get in life. You can learn a lot of theory in books and webinars and DVDs and all that other crazy stuff, but it's that in the trenches, real hardcore, getting your knuckles dirty training that we really learn things, and that's actually what I teach. So I'm looking for short-term breakout trades, get small multiple daily gains, and it adds up very nicely. Now, we were bought out by Eagle Financial Publications, I guess it'll be 2 years ago in September. And one of the things Eagle did was they secured the services of Aaron Stevens. Now, Aaron mastered deep dive technical analysis in his teens. He was back in high school. You'd find this guy down in the library whenever you had a chance, looking at charts, looking at companies, looking at commodities, different things. And he actually worked as a technical analyst for a $150 million commodity fund when Eagle went in there and scooped him out of there, brought him into us, and he and I now do the trading room together every morning. And he identifies excellent longer term, high probability trades. So when Aaron says something's going to happen, you better pay attention because it's probably going to happen. I get a feeling he might even be on. Aaron, are you there?
Yes,
Hello?
sir. I'm here. How are you doing?
Wow, loud and clear. I am doing extremely, extremely well tonight. Extremely well. So,
Great. Glad to
yes,
hear that.
yeah, a lot better than my dog. I thought it would, gosh, keep talking about my dog. I think she's got 9 lives. Yesterday, I found her hiding in the bushes, and she wouldn't move. There's a little cliff over there, like she's going about a 10-foot drop, and thought she's going to go over the edge, and she wouldn't. She couldn't move her legs. She's the 14-year-old big dog, Bernese Mountain Dog, and lived roughly roughly twice her expiration date. She's exceeded that, and I thought we lost her, and finally got her in the house. A friend of mine and I, we dragged her in on a blanket, and I thought, she wouldn't eat, she wouldn't go out, nothing. Finally, at 6:45 this evening, I finally got her up and went outside and had dinner and stuff. I'm telling you, I was ready to kill her.
Oh my
But,
gosh.
so now I'm feeling really happy that she's come back alive again. So we'll see. Let's get another day out of her. But anyway, how's your weekend going, Aaron? What's going on?
It's going very well. Thank you. Yeah, just decided to slip in here for a little bit and yeah, had went and got some ice cream and today we also went down to a place called the what is the name of it? It's like an outdoor aquatic nature center in Washington D.C. and they have a lotus blossoms and lily pads and um, pelicans I think it's like some type of blue pelican. But yeah, we had a great time with family today, yeah, and just enjoying that. And now we're back home and kids are playing video games and hanging out. So, but I'm sorry to hear about your dog. I care a lot about animals, and as you know, I have a few animals myself. So,
Yeah.
sorry to hear about that. But I hope everything works out okay, and that that she feels better.
Thanks. Thanks. Yeah, I've been giving her all kinds of supplements and different things, and well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Probably another, couple months, and maybe she'll wrap it up at that point. But yeah, the love of your life. I mean, you hear me talking a lot about it, but really, she's family. You know what I'm saying? They're family. They become family, right? But anyway, all right. Let's get moving here. As just saying, how you are. You're a technical analyst. And so Aaron and I have the saying. So you got to understand, folks, when Aaron looks at his technical analysis and he determines certain trades, if something's gonna, suddenly push to the upside. And I, using a completely different set of indicators, if I also see that I think it's going to push to the upside, you probably might want to buy some call options because it's probably going to go to the upside because we completely using completely separate indicators, separate criteria, we determine market direction and strength. And we have a saying that when our indicators unite, our trades ignite. A lot of truth to that. So anyway, I want to move along here. I didn't realize the time is just slipping by, slipping by. Went for ice cream, huh? What's your favorite ice cream? Hello, Aaron. Ah,
Yeah, my favorite ice cream is actually um peanut butter fudge. Or they're kind of tied. Peanut butter fudge or coffee mocha, coffee and chocolate. But we went to this place called Carmen's, and it has Italian ice cream, and they do Italian ice and custard, and they make something called gelati, which is
oh yeah, yeah. Look
uh,
at
yeah, like a layer of custard, and then Italian ice, flavored Italian ice, and then another custard layer on top. Um, my stepson likes a flavor called ube ice cream. It's a type of, it kind of tastes like taro. I think it's like a purple carrot flavor. So it's really good as well. So
yeah. I tend to go out a lot for ice cream too. I love it. Just well, you know what? There's this little ice cream stand where we go, and they get these young girls working there, and I like to, college kids, high school kids, and I like to go. I like to tip them a lot, and just I don't know, it's very friendly people. And anyway, folks, I want to tell you about Spy in the Market. This is a newsletter that goes into your inbox every Thursday morning. Right, this thing is free. It's a very brief but entertaining kind of newsletter. I think you'll really enjoy it, and you want to make sure you subscribe to it. All you have to do is go to the website, DayTradeSPY.com, and fill out the little form that pops up. Give them your email address, and you're going to get this thing. And it's a different topic every week, right? And it's actually exciting. It's interesting. It's relevant. And this week it's going to be find that one thing. Find that one thing. So I'm not going to tell you more about it. You're going to have to sign up and get the newsletter. If you want to be the first to read it, make sure you subscribe. And I believe over the next few days after the newsletter comes out, it does get posted to our website, so you can actually read it there. You can go back and read all the old issues as well. But I think you'll find it quite entertaining. Spy on the Market. Okay.
yeah, I
Folks,
would like to mention too that he was actually a really great writer. So if you haven't checked it out, along with everything else that he does at Day Trade Spy, and kind of a financial disc jockey that we do. He's actually a great writer as well, and his columns are very entertaining. So I don't know where he got that, along with all the other awesome skills that he has, but he does a really good job at writing that.
oh, thanks for that, Aaron. Man, where do I send that $5 I got to give you every time you give me a compliment here? Thank you so much for that. Been doing it so long. After a while, you kind of get good at it, I suppose. I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna have a little beachside chat. It's summertime, and living is easy. And folks, you can use the questions box, use that, and hopefully we'll get to all your questions and comments. Think about what your pain is. What is it that you're looking for out of a service? Think of what how we can help you, and hopefully we'll be able to give you a hand. So let's just take a look at the weekend review. Here's what happened this last week as we go through the charts. Each day goes back, each one of these candlesticks, right? It's an hourly chart. Very briefly, last Monday was a low, no news day. Well, SPY rose on technicals, which we identified, and in anticipation of some positive earnings that we had come out. We're in the midst of earnings season right now. Tuesday, we had lower than forecast existing home sales. Well, that elevated SPY and was brought down by Tesla earnings. Tesla kind of tanked down there. The market kept on going down. Then we had some PMI reports, new home sales mixed, but rotation continued out of the large cap stocks, the tech stocks, to small and medium cap stocks. In fact, we dropped quite a bit there. Thursday, we had some gross domestic product numbers and unemployment claims. they had a positive effect on the market, but the profit taking kicked in at 547, which we identified as a key point, and hit that resistance up at 547. And the sellers all came in and they knocked it right back down from 547 down to 537. All of a sudden, before the end of the day, we're down 10 points, hit a low for the week at 537.45. But the market started to edge up right there, right after the closing bell, and pushed up in anticipation of the personal consumption expenditures report was due on Friday. Now, that PCE number is a very important number for the Feds. They really rely on a lot of that quite heavily to determine whether they should raise rates, lower rates, or keep them the same. It's an inflationary figure. But it came in as expected, forecasted to be, I think, 0.3%. That's where it came in. Buyers returned, but hit that 547 once again, and the resistance pushed it right back down. So I'm going to see if maybe I can insert. I like to play with these things here. So if I insert a line here, this resistance right in there, something like that. Okay, outline. Let's see if I can do that. Is that working to work? Okay. I think I have to expand that out. Let's see if we do it this way here. Something like that. So hit that resistance again. That was very strong resistance, that whole 547 area. And then again, the buyers, or rather the sellers, kicked it in and brought it down a notch. We ended up somewhere around that 544 level, 544.5 by the time the market finished up here on Friday. So let's take a look and see just what happened. Weekend review. Market rotation continues with mega cap technology names lagging. And I think there's a little typo in here. Okay, I think there's another space. There we go. Had to get rid of that space. We had small mid-cap stocks. They outperformed. See, money is flowing from the tech-heavy big cap stocks, large cap stocks. What's happened was the investors realized that, okay, this has kind of run its course. We're going to take some money out of that now, and in anticipation of lower interest rates, going to put it in the small to mid-cap stocks. And they outperformed, actually, a trend that could possibly continue through the last half of the year. At least that's what the analysts are saying. We also had a historic political shift as well, as the announcement of President Biden to exit the race shifted election dynamics. VP Kamala Harris narrowed the gap between her and her frontrunner, former President Trump. And now we're going to see some pretty stiff competition here as we heat up in the elections. We may see some market volatility in the weeks ahead. Watch for that. Economic growth, it's cooling, but it's still positive. Inflation is easing. Now it's down at a 3% year over year. Feds are poised for lower interest rates in the months to come, which is also good when you see that on election years, right? And earnings growth is on track to grow 9.7%, above the expectations of 9%. We have 41% of S&P companies had reported already their earnings, so we still got some more to come. And here are the numbers. S&P dropped, NASDAQ dropped, Dow went up. But still, year to date, we're doing very well. 14.5 for the S&P, 15.6 for the NASDAQ. And the Dow, that's just a kind of a steady, slow and steady growth index. It's up at 7.7%, which is still very good. A little over half a year, and we're doing very well. If this keeps up, it's going to be an excellent year for the long run. This is kind of the way it worked. Valuation rotation underway between the mega caps, tech stocks, and the rest of the market. After a nice rally, investors are seeking more scope for valuation expansion. They may benefit from catalysts like lower interest rates that supports broader market rotation. You can see the valuation in the tech-heavy NASDAQ. It's up around that 35% here earlier. And the other stocks, the rest of the stocks is down there at, what is this, about 18% or something like that. It's quite a gap. But now with this rotation coming out, you're seeing the valuations coming out of the tech heavy. It's kind of bringing down the valuations a little bit. All right, so the political rotation, a little bit closer race between Trump and Harris creates uncertainty with increased market volatility. You can see the gap here narrowed between Harris and Trump as far as volatility is concerned. So maybe it's going to be an interesting election. It's not going to be hands down win for Trump, but I think Harris is going to give him a run. So now that the gap is narrowed a little bit, This is their, I believe their odds of winning here, their popularity here. So you can see how it's narrowed here. Trump's come down a little bit here since July, about July the 15th, in the last few days, and Harris has gone up. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens, how this is all going to unfold in the weeks to come, weeks and months to come. Looking at a seasonal chart, folks, if you're not familiar with this, the blue line is where SPY is right now up at the top, and the red line is a composite of the last 5 years closing balance on the daily charts. So if we zoom in here, let's just take a look and see if we can narrow this in here, focus right in here. If you look at the seasonality of this and expand on it, you'll find that SPY rose about 3 points in the last week, but seasonally, SPY slid about 1 point the following week. Fairly flat, okay, and even went down a point. So is it going to continue? I don't know. We'll see what happens. We have a lot of factors playing on the market this year that we didn't have in the last 5 years. Looking forward, Monday, we've got a low, no news day, but earnings continue. We've got McDonald's, Lowe's, F5, Conference Board, Consumer Confidence on Tuesday, JOLTS job openings, earnings from Microsoft, P&G, Merck, AMD, Pfizer, S&P Global, Stryker, and more. So it's going to be a big day for earnings on Tuesday, especially with Microsoft in there. Tuesday, we've got ADP non-farm employment change numbers. Chicago PMI is going to be a big one. Pending home sales. But the really big news item is going to be this one right here, the Fed funds rate. Right there, Fed funds rate. All right. What do you think? You think they're going to hold them steady or lower them? What do you guys think? Put it in the questions box. Hold steady or lower? I think the last I heard, the market baked in what, about a 3 or 4% they might lower the rates, and not going to do it until, most people say not going to do it until September. Let me know in the questions box. What do you think? Steady, steady hold? Yeah, most people are saying they're going to hold it. Cut in September. Reggie says they're going to lower it. Okay. If they lower the rates, I think the surprise will really kick us up a notch. Maybe even 5, 10 points. I don't know. Interestingly enough, too, Meta snuck in there with earnings on Wednesday as well. So it's going to be an interesting day on Wednesday. Thursday, unemployment claims, S&P Global Manufacturing PMI report, ISM Manufacturing PMI report, and earnings include Apple and Amazon, Intel and Booking.com Friday. So we got some more earnings numbers coming out, and also not some more economic news with the employment numbers and earnings from Berkshire Hathaway, Exxon, Chevron, and more. So what's all this mean? Bottom line, expect fairly low volatility tomorrow, moderate on Tuesday and Friday, and elevated volatility in the middle of the week, Wednesday and Thursday. All right, this is the way we see the volatility kick in. Make sure you trade small, trade often, trade carefully. SPY, I think, may well rise Wednesday afternoon if the I'm guessing that if the interest rates are left unchanged, which I'm pretty sure they're going to be, it's going to be as expected, but they might even lower them as a surprise. I don't know. I don't know anything you know. You don't know, but quite possibly if that happens, then I think they could shoot to the moon. So, Aaron, I'm even thinking maybe Tuesday afternoon, just buy a few calls longer out, just before the market closes, see what happens. I don't know. It's kind of a long shot.
Yeah, there's that open gap that we were talking about in the trading room. That's between 553.75 and the close there, or the open at 548.87, near that area from Tuesday to Wednesday. So that might be a target that some traders are looking for as price continues to go up. There's also a gap below us as well. So I would anticipate there to be some continued volatile price action this week, because this last couple of weeks have been pretty volatile to the downside. So when volatility like this increases, if you're not used to it, it can catch you by surprise. If you are used to it, it can be a way that you can make some serious money. But if you're not used to increased volatility like this, you probably do want to lower your position size for the time being until the markets um, kind of stabilize.
Good point. And you know, folks, we talk about this kind of stuff in the trading room every day, every day. And Aaron comes out with his long-term projections and predictions, and it's uncanny how accurate it can be. So if you're not in the trading room, you should be. But right now, what I'm going to talk to you about is something else. We've got opportunities every day. We teach you how to spot them and how to trade them, as this young lady will attest. There she is. All right. Do you know every week, Aaron, this lady does the same thing? She just stands there. She's like, she reminds you of Vanna White. Maybe we can get Vanna White to do this. I don't know. Was it Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can call in some favors, right? I mean, you know Tom Sosnoff. I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't help you out with that one.
Yeah, I'm sure you could probably lure her over, but nice. It's nice to see that. Nice big eyes. All right, here's how we can help, folks. I'm going to tell you something right now. Okay, if you have the right tools, it makes the job so much easier. As a matter of fact, I think we talked about tools in one of our newsletters. I don't know, did you see that here, the right tools? Did I ever tell you about that? I think it's last newsletter. I talked about this doghouse I tried to build there a few years back. Uh, it was a total disaster. A total disaster. I had to bring my buddy Rod in to help me fix it up. And he just, oh my gosh, you know where to start criticizing this thing. He looks inside, so you're trying to kill your dogs? What do you mean? Well, let's see, you got like an inch thick roof here, and why'd you use 3-inch nails? And so they pop through of course they all poke through the roof, right? So when
Hmm.
Lucy stands up, she's gonna get stabbed with these nails. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And things just didn't line up. They weren't square. It was just a total disaster. And he said, well, I'll be right back. He goes up to his pickup truck and brings back a sledgehammer and just smashed it to pieces, took it away, said, this is dangerous. Don't worry, I'll build you a new doghouse. I'll be back here in a few days. And he said to me, we'll even say that you built it just to keep, preserve your dignity. And so, okay, you'll do that for me? So, oh yeah, no problem, no problem. So nice to have friends in high places, I guess, or low places. But yeah, so I didn't have the right tools. You see, Rod is a very, he's an expert at this kind of stuff. This is what he does. He's in construction or whatever. And so he's got all the tools. I had a hammer. I had a handsaw. Um, I don't know. I don't have the skills. I don't have the skills. I don't have the experience. But I thought that, you know what? I want to build this really cool doghouse in the Swiss Alps style. You can actually Google it. And they have these. So people make these things. And there's going to be a really good state-of-the-art doghouse. We're going to have heat in the winter and AC in the summer, and we're going to have it's all going to be decked out, wallpaper, right, and pictures on the walls, and it's going to be really a really cool palace, for my canine. It didn't turn out that way. I didn't have the tools. I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have the experience. I didn't have the skill. I didn't have the patience. All of that stuff I lacked. I lacked, and it showed. So, one of the things that we use is Schwab Thinkorswim because they have superior indicators and charts, and it's just a pretty good program. I think it's pretty well the gold standard for trading. There are other programs out there too, and even if you're using other programs, you still want to get in on this workshop because if you can implement the tools we use in this workshop with whatever program you're using, you're going to have all the right tools with which to trade. So this workshop is going to be this Tuesday, July the 30th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. All right, we're going to use live data, live charts. We're going to just show you this thing live so you can see what's all about. We're going to show you how to set up charts the same way we do. Same charts, exactly the same charts we use every single day. All right, no stone left unturned on this one here. We're only going to show you the indicators that we use ourselves, nothing more, nothing less. I want to tell you a little bit about this program. It's so incredibly powerful. Honestly, I have no clue of all that it does, and I don't really care. All I care about is it does what I need it to do. It does it very well. And all those other things that I don't need, I don't use, I don't care. I don't need to know, right? I'm not looking for whatever that the other stuff is. But the things that I need it for, it does an excellent job. So we're going to just show you the indicators we use ourselves every single day. And you're going to learn how to navigate these charts and indicators efficiently and effectively. You can learn how to set up the trade screen as well. with only the relevant option chain configurations. Again, there's a lot of stuff you can put in there and a lot of confusing stuff and all overwhelming things, you know. Um, and it's no wonder people get overwhelmed when they see it. They say, "Oh my gosh, what is all this stuff?" Well, you don't need all that. You don't need all that. But the things that you do need, we're going to show you exactly what all that is and how to use it and how to configure it. And we're going to set all that up for you, all right? And you're also going to grasp some cool techniques, tips, and tricks so you can get the edge on other traders. You see, if you got the edge on them, you get to see where things are going to go before they do. So you can anticipate where the markets are going to go and you make the money. And if they're going to lose their money, they might as well lose it to you, right? You're also going to get, really essentially cut your learning curve in this. Cut to the chase and make money now. That's really what it's all about. Hey, listen, you can learn how to do this all yourself. You can take tutorials and spend countless hours learning all this stuff, but why bother when we give it to you, right? For really not a lot of money, you're going to learn how to do this yourself, and you're going to be that much better for it. And you'll be able to get right out there the next day and use it, right? Use it. Don't forget, 11:30 Tuesday, and I'm going to be presenting this. I'm not sure, Aaron, if you're going to be on or not. And basically, I don't know, I'm just going to kind of go through it. If you want to be on, of
Oh
course.
yes, no, I'll be there. You know what I really want to see is if you're going to put on the stochastics or not for everybody.
You know what? I know you use it, and if you want to use it, I'll show them how to do it. But you're gonna have to give me your parameters on that one again, because I kind of forgot. But I I used to use the stochastics, and then I stopped using it. I didn't find any real benefit for that, so I drop all those things that I don't use, all those redundant things. I take out. You know.
It's because your stochastics wasn't sweet enough. You know, I had to get my stochastic settings into the sweet spot because
Uh,
I know you have a sweet tooth. So
maybe that's it. Maybe
yeah,
that's. But I didn't find much value, so I said, take it off. It's taking too much, expensive,
valuable real estate.
valuable real estate on my screen. It's only serving to confuse people, and people say, "Oh, I'm so confused." Everybody's very confused. So I only like to have indicators that are very relevant, very important. And you'll find even in the trading room, oftentimes I sit there, I'm putting all these indicators on and lines and trends and stuff, and then I take them off too. Because if they're not relevant, I don't like clutter, I don't like to clutter anything. So the only clutter you'll find is on my desk, and I can't find anything, at least half the time. But folks, budget an hour and a half for this. Exciting. It's going to be a fast-moving event. Frankly, it might even go a little bit longer, but I'm going to try and keep it out an hour and a half. It is going to be interactive. Bring your questions, and time permitting, we'll get to them. It is going to be recorded for later review. It's going to be very valuable. Again, even if you've seen this webinar in the past, all right. If you've seen the webinar in the past, there'll probably be some new things in there. A good refresher course. Really for like a couple $100, like just do it. Just do it. Um, you know, it's well worth the cost. Well worth the cost. And your hour and a half. So watch your email to register. I think they're already promoting it. Um, I think I'm the last to get emails from Eagle. Maybe you are, Aaron. I don't know, but uh, I'm the last to get things from them. But
No, no, I saw the amazing marketing that our background people are doing, and it looks really slick. So yeah, I saw a few emails come out already for this.
oh, okay, good. So jump in on this, folks. You're not going to want to lose this. In fact, this has always been one of our most popular webinars when we did these Thinkorswim setup charts. These are really good, really valuable. So especially if you're new to trading and new to what we do. So all right, there he is again. Seaside chat, beachside chat. Any questions? Let's get to some questions. Get caught up in some of these questions. Aaron, what kind of questions do we have? Oh my gosh, look at them all. Oh man. Okay. Don, can you understand what you did with your calls? Okay, I'll get to the calls in a little bit here, Don. All right, I'll get to those calls in a little bit. Tom, thanks for sharing your evening with us. My pleasure. You know what? You're in my social life here, folks. This kind of started a long time ago, I think even before COVID, but I got to tell you, through COVID, these sessions were very much our social lives. We'd get together and chat. We couldn't be together. We couldn't be together, but even now we're not really together, but we're all sort of together here and and all that stuff. So let me see. Bradley. Okay, tough week. Lost 2 months of profits. Not good on two trades. indicates the entry and exits aren't working. 60% plus losses. Bradley, I know what you're doing wrong. Are you new with us, Bradley? Let me know. Because if you're losing money, okay, if you're losing money, actually, you're going to want this week's Spy on the Market e-letter, okay? You're going to want that. So make sure you subscribe because we actually talk about that. One of the things that we're going to be talking about this week in the Spy on the Market is if you have little gains, few gains, and then suddenly have a big loss, what to do, right? What to do. And it's actually going to be a very good newsletter because it's going to identify that. And I want you to, okay, I'm going to give you a little project on that. So when you have a big loss, I want you to go back and analyze and say, okay, what did I do wrong? Find that one thing that keeps making losses for you, whether, whatever that is. Because usually you'll find that there's just one thing. If you can fix one thing, you'll instantly see your fortune change. I'll give you an example. Well, I always thought that the market was my adversary, my enemy. It's me against the market. And then it kind of dawned on me. I don't know. I was going through some, I don't know, Aaron, you must do this too. Reviewing the markets, reviewing the trends, reviewing the indicators. You go back, you see, well, what happened today? How many opportunities, looking at our indicators, how many opportunities did the market give me today or yesterday, whatever, right? And you see, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It gives you a lot of opportunities. And you say to yourself, how is it that the market gave me all these opportunities and I kind of missed them? How could I have lost with all these amazing opportunities the market gave me? And when I realized that the enemy is actually not the market at all, it's the guy in the mirror. It was me. I was the enemy. And I get into that, very philosophical about all this stuff. But it's your ego, it's your FOMO. What's the other one? YOLO. You only live once.
YOLO, yeah.
It's your fear. It's all those emotions.
I think, well, this last week we had a yo-yo also. I mean, because the market dropped and then it shot up. But anybody that was in the trading room on Thursday, we called, it was amazing. We called the low of the almost the low of the day within 8 cents. And we used Fibonacci time to do it. Hugh Hugh earlier wanted me to he said, all this is good and dandy. You have all these nice lines. You have all these beautiful things in your chart. I just want to know when to buy. So I was thinking, you know what? Let me break out my crystal ball and my tricks and my tools. Talking about tools. I went back in my head and I was like, which tool can I use and bring out to show everybody? And we used the Fibonacci time. And it worked wonders to anybody that caught that trade around 10 o'clock on Thursday morning. So, and a lot of people did in the trading room. A lot of people wrote that up, over 50 cents or more. So,
You really hit that one out of the park, let me tell you. That was unbelievable.
oh, we did. It wasn't just me, Hugh. It was us.
Well, it was okay. Whatever. No, it was you. It was you. I would have.
If you didn't motivate me to find the when, I wouldn't have brought my Fibonacci time out of the closet.
Well, this is what we used to talk a lot about. You used to give these indicators like, well, it's going to go here, it's going to go there. I said, yeah, but the question is when. Big difference is going to do it this afternoon or 3 weeks from now,
Yeah.
right? Options have this time component to it, and you're essentially buying an ice cube that's melting on you. And
Yeah.
the closer to expiration, the faster it melts.
Hmm.
That was actually a question we had with somebody here. I gotta remove this. We're gonna run out of time here before I know it. There's a lot of stuff to go over here. So anyway, Rex, do you have any spreadsheets you can recommend for tracking the day trade spies? Actually, I've got a spreadsheet that I use. Yes, it's my log. Rex, email me. Well, actually, I think it comes with some training or something. I think you have to take some training or something. Listen, Rex, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Where do I hear that before? Here's the deal. I won't hear that too much anymore. Rex, if you buy the Thinkorswim setup program, I will get you and this goes for everybody, all right? If you buy the Thinkorswim setup program, I will give you my my trading log, my trading spreadsheet that tracks your trades. All right, so you only heard it here. I'm only going to tell you this. I'm not going to promote it out there, but you got that? Okay, so you have to buy the workshop, and you'll also receive, but you have to ask for it. You have to ask for it. You have to tell me, I bought the workshop. Can I get the spreadsheet? Because I don't know who's what. I don't even know who's going to be on or anything. Okay, so, but I'll send you my spreadsheet, the spreadsheet that I use on how to track and plan your trades using your spreadsheet. And it's uncanny that when you plan your trades, how incredibly well they work. All right. Yes, yes. Aaron is the smart one and I'm the good-looking one, right? Do we hear the girls saying that at all or no? Any women out there? Hmm.
All I know is that you have only satisfied customers when it comes to that.
Oh yeah. I had a touch of that one. Yes, do you literally place orders in the first or second candle after the market opens, or driven by candles? Little of both, Steve. All right. So yes, we have programs that if you buy, for example, the pick of the day, uh, the object of that exercise is to buy at the market open. If it's going your direction, buy right then. If it's going against you, wait until that 1 minute candle turns back to the upside. If you're going up, and then buy. Wait until it goes in your direction, then get into it. So. Keisha, new in the past 2 weeks. Good. Welcome. Dawson, second time of Day Trade Spy for almost a month. Good to have you here. Okay. All right. Da-da. I was always skeptical. Okay. All right. Da-da-da-da. Okay. There's a lot of questions on here. We're not gonna really get to all these things here. Do you
Oh,
recommend
there's a question. If the market's going to go up or down at the opening bell, it looks like the futures are trending to the upside. It looks like they're trying to regain some of the past weeks drop. So I would anticipate um, a bit of a pop up, possibly towards the gap, but it just depends on what happens overnight. Obviously, there's news that comes out and there's trading that happens overseas in China and Japan and of course Europe that affects the markets over here as well.
Yeah. All right. Can you yeah, I think the markets are going up tomorrow. Can you recommend a second choice of platform besides Schwab, Thinkorswim? Okay, so I also like Tasty Trade. I also trade off Tasty Trade. In fact, my big dollars I put in Tasty Trade because the commission structure is $1 a contract to open a position, 0 to close, plus a couple cents exchange fees, which you're going to get everywhere. And up to, this is what I love, up to a maximum of $10. So if you're trading 100 contracts, your commission is $10. If you're trading 10 contracts, it's $10. If you're trading 1,000 contracts, your commission is $10, which is really pretty cool. And I don't see that anywhere else. All right, let's see. I'm trying to get through some of these questions here. Okay, George is asking how you explain how the challenge works. You start with $2,000 divided by the premium into, okay. So we're going to be doing the 2 to 10K challenge. Probably in the next couple months, we're going to bring that back. And I'm going to go over all that, George, as we do that, when we bring that in, okay? I don't want to kind of explain that now, but watch for the 2 to 10K challenge. We're basically starting with $2,000, and the idea there is to turn that into $10,000 in 3 months. We do that in the trading room, and it's actually pretty good. Rod, I bet you're a Ben and Jerry. No, I'm not a Ben and Jerry guy. I'm not a Ben and Jerry guy. Congratulations to Dawson. Okay, pick of the day. Okay, so we had a great month of trading before this week. Okay, so we hit our 40% stop loss. I think it actually might have hit even twice. I don't know. I'll have to go back and check. So there's something quirky going on with that. And I think Aaron and I we're going to be discussing how to fix that. So don't worry about it. It's going to be cleared up, and you should not see that problem again. So the market did some pretty quirky things in the last little while, unexpected things, and not that you expect anything, but there were some real anomalies that were out of nowhere, and I think that's kind of what threw everything off. So And some days it's probably just the best sit on your hands instead of trading. I'd rather not be in a trade wishing I was than to be in a trade wishing I wasn't. But I know people expect us to give you a trade every day. And so even though we may not be in a trade, let me go into some of the questions here. It's 8:54. Here's our 2-minute tutorial for tonight. I had this question come up here. You were in some 549 calls for next Friday. So if you're still in those calls, you've got a week. But I understand you repaired and exited them. How did you do that? So here's what I did. Here's what I did. I don't think you guys were online when I did that, but let me explain what I did on this one here. I didn't like where the market was going. So here's what happens when I get into I'm gonna put the blinds up. It looks like it's kind of a nice night. So when the reason runs out for getting into the trade, I'd like to be out of the trade unless I see a real valid reason to remain in it, if that makes any sense. And I got into these calls, and I had lots of time. I had lots and lots of time. But I still wanted to be out of it. So here's what I did. I'm going to show you. So I'm not going to tell you how many contracts I bought. Okay. I'm using Tasty Trade here. And again, the maximum commission is $10, so it's actually pretty cool. So here's what I did. So that first trade that I got into, the 549 calls, I bought at $5.70. This was a few days before, like mid-week last week or something. So I had about, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 days till expiration. Well, the market didn't deliver the gains I was expecting, and the market actually tanked. And it went down a lot. And I thought, oh, here we go. Here we go. This is going to be a big one. If I lose this one, this is going to be massive. So I thought, well, how do I get out of this? So that was on the 24th, and on the 25th, which was, I think, Wednesday. No, the 25th was actually Thursday. So I got it on Wednesday, and Thursday, what I did there is I bought the same number. So I always did the same number of contracts. All right. So what I did there is I bought at 9:45. I saw that the market was going to go up. These were all going to be calls. I have a bias to the upside. So I like it when the market goes down because I'm going to see that's going to come back up. And it tends to come back up. If you leave markets alone, they like to gravitate to the upside. Okay. So I bought for 278. These calls, the same calls that I bought for 570 the day before, they're now worth 278. But I knew they're going to go up, right? I shouldn't say I knew. I had a really good feeling they're going to go back up. So I got in for 278 and I sold 4 minutes later. Sold 4 minutes later at 10:40. Sorry, was it 4 minutes later? No. An hour and 4 minutes later. An hour and 4 minutes later for $3. I made 22 cents there. Then I got back in again at 3:11 and I sold there. I think 19 cents, 19 minutes later, something. 20, 21 minutes later. I sold those guys for 350, so I gained another 39 cents. So I see I'm chiseling away at that premium. All right, I'm chiseling away. So in that day, Thursday, I guess it would have been the 26th, no, the 25th. That was Wednesday. Hang on. That was Thursday, the 26th. 26th was Friday, 25th was Wednesday. That Wednesday, I chiseled away 61 cents. So essentially bringing my buy price, I mean, it's not really a repair. It's kind of a funny way of doing it. But I chiseled away at this to bring my cost down to $5.09 from the 570. And then I just put them up for sale for 509. And I walked away, actually. I went out for lunch, met some friends for lunch. And then at 110, they sold for 509. As a matter of fact, I think it went up to like 510 or 511 or something, and then it reversed. So I got my 509, and I kind of got out of that with my dignity. I didn't make any money, but it was a break even, so I was happy with that. When the trade doesn't really work in my favor, I sometimes get just happy with the break even, just get out of it. So I did all these other trades to just, like I say, chisel away at the premium. And then when I brought it down from 570 down to 509, I was pretty happy with just a break even on that. So I didn't make any money. I did make money. So here's what happened on Friday. Strangest thing, I don't know why, but my internet went down and I couldn't even tether it to my phone. I gotta be honest. I try to cover everything I can. Anything that can go wrong, I want to cover it. So I have, if my internet goes down, I should be able to tether it to my cell phone. I used to do it before. I don't know, for some reason it didn't work. If my power goes out, I've got a UPS. I also have a backup generator, so that should not be a problem. I even have another computer. Should something go horribly wrong with this, I can fire up another computer. And but none of that happened. But my internet, and I couldn't tether it. And I called Aaron in a panic. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. I'm just, this is terrible. This is, the world's caving in on me and everything else. Everything's going wrong, and everything's just going wrong. Everything went wrong that for me. That I live in a gated community, and when the gate gets stuck, it won't let me out. I do know how to. There's a little thing that you push a button, reset it, and it goes back up. But anyway, it's just a bad day. But thank you, Aaron, for jumping in, and you actually took control of the trading room. Thank you for that.
Yes, yeah, no problem. Yeah, we did well. I think we did three winning trades. We had a 29-cent trade, and then a 10-cent trade, and then another trade. The OMG, I believe, was another trade that was a winner. So,
Yeah, it was a good day.
and then you mentioned the pick of the day. Unfortunately, did not work. But pick of the day is usually 95 around 95% winners. So as long as you're not trading a large amount of your overall account capital for each trade, that should not hurt your balance too much. And there's also other things I'll mention as well if I can real quick, Hugh.
Yeah.
One of our best pick of the day traders, his name is John, and he trades, I don't even know. I just know that he trades a lot of contracts. He even trades zero data expiration now, which I don't really recommend on that. But he'll leverage his trades. So I think it was on Friday he was in a put, but then he combined it and added more to his position. And when the market dropped, there was a 3 drives diamond pattern that happened on Friday. So he entered a second position to average in, and he got out with actually 9% on that. So there are techniques and ways that you can, if you start to pick up on how to trade the pick of the day to your advantage. There are some ways to do advanced trades while trading the pick of the day as well, and everybody trades it differently. So I just want to mention that as well.
Sounds good. So anyway, so my internet did come on after a while, and I just joined in as a regular, viewer. So I actually, while Aaron was doing that, I placed a couple trades myself just to get in and, get back into the market. So I got the 543 calls originally there at 949, 555, and I picked up 25 cents in 11 minutes. And then I got back into the 544 calls, and they're both for next Friday's expiration. I got it for 532 out of 545. These are real trades, 545. So I picked up another 13 cents in 19 minutes. So overall, if this was 10 contracts each, folks, I would have had $380 profit, less commission, these trades, and done by 10:30, 10:24. And that's just if there were just 10 contracts. So it was a good day Friday, and so I was okay with that. And so I was pretty happy about that. But it's not that hard making money on the market if you know what to do. And let's face it, really, look at me, folks. Look at this face. If I can do it, you definitely can do it. All right. You definitely can do this. If I can do this, you definitely can do this. So look at it that way. So, and it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Anyway, we give you tips. We do. You got to be in the trading room for all this stuff. You got to be in the trading room. Anyway, let me see what else we can talk about here. Let's get into some other questions. I got a question from Ed. Ed S. He actually emailed me, and he says, okay, can you go over those 549 calls? I think he was asking about that. So I think I explained what I did there. So here's my suggestion. If you're holding those calls for next week, maybe just buy some, and then if you get a few cents, sell it. And then when it comes back and bounces off a support or whatever, and get back in, pick up another few cents, go in and out, in and out, in and out until you chisel away at it and then bring it down. You don't have to go in deep. and spend, many, many, many thousands of dollars to average down. I mean, you could if you want. That's a technique of repairing it. But even if you just go in and just scalp it down, and then eventually you'll get to, you'll bring your average cost down, and then it's something a little bit easier to handle. So, question concerning theta loss, though. So theta is an interesting thing. The faster, like the closer to expiration with theta, the faster you lose. Theta is your time loss. An option, as I mentioned earlier, is like buying an ice cube. It melts on you, and the closer to expiration, the faster it melts. The faster it melts. So what you want to do is, this is not a buy and hold strategy. It's not something you want to hold, because the way we trade, all right, we buy first and then we sell. All right, your theta is working against you. All right, it's working against you. So you don't, you want to just get in and sell it as soon as you can. It's not a buy and hold strategy, unless there's some reason you think that something's going to happen and it's worth holding because you're going to be losing time value and the closer to expiration. So where you're losing a little bit of money on the Monday and Tuesday a little more, Wednesday a little more, by Thursday you're losing a lot, and Friday you're losing a lot. In other words, the stock, if you're going to the upside, that stock has to go up a lot on Friday to get your money out of it. I actually had somebody a few years back, can't even remember his name. I think it's probably in my book, but I can't remember the guy's name. He's an older gentleman. He never wanted to buy anything. He just kept coming to the free webinars and stuff. But he would ask me questions, and I would tell him. I still talk to him and try and help him and stuff. And I'll never forget. He ended up buying. He's an old retired gentleman, and I felt really so bad for this guy. He got in a situation, and he emailed me. He said, Hugh, I know I didn't buy anything, but can you just answer this? Is it possible for these calls to, come into a profit, and they're going to expire the next day? This is on a Thursday, he told me, and I did the analysis, and I said to him, whatever his name was, um, I said it's possible. Is it likely? No, because the stock's going to have to move up, I don't know, $10, $12 or something that Friday for him to get out of this thing. And I didn't see that happening. I didn't see any news or anything. And then he called me. I can't remember when he called, but the last call I kind of got from, actually, was from his wife, saying that he was in the hospital. And they didn't know if it was a heart attack or what, but they're doing tests on the guy. And I never, I don't think it was a heart attack or something, but certainly he was very, very stressed out. And he lost a lot of money. Lost a lot of money. He thanked me profusely for giving him this information. And I recommended that he just take whatever the market will give him now, which was, I think, Thursday. So he was down a lot, but at least he could have got something out of it if he'd just sold it then. But come Friday, he was going to lose it all. And I think that's what happened. He lost it all. I felt so bad for the guy, because you know what? Had he put a little bit of money into training, he wouldn't have been down that path, and he would have been all right. And I know he lost a lot of money. So I hate to see that, because these people that are old and retired, and this is their, their the money they need, right? And now what happens to these people? I don't know, I felt bad for the guy, but and I never really heard from him. Actually, he did call me after, email me or something, thanking me for this, but um, you know, anyway. Let me see what other question here I have from Ed. Every now and then we have these moments. Yeah, every now and then the market's just going to do this outlier trade on you. It's going to go against you for no known reason. It's something that crazy happens. Um, but Ed did very well. He actually had 79 paper trades and averaged about $372 a trade, including losses. So way to go on that, Ed. Congratulations. And that's what we do. We give the winners a bell in the trading room. And okay. And he's asking for clarity as to what we should do with the OMG information. Oh, so OMG is a strategy. It's short for out of the morning gate. And it's a bit of a play on words these days. But what do we do with this and how do we buy it? Okay, so the OMG trade, every morning, right around 9:30, Aaron and I, we decide on the support and resistance levels on the 5-minute chart. Okay. And the first 5-minute candle to close outside of those lines, that is the direction we're going for a 6% gain. And so when the market's going in your favor, if it's outside of the line, you jump in, put it up for sale for 6%. and sit back, relax, and let the market work its magic. And that's all there's to it. Does it give it to you uh, very quickly? Usually. Oftentimes it does. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit. Sometimes it'll go against you before it comes back and gives it to you. Statistically, it works extremely well. Right, but is there any guarantee? There's no guarantees on anything, folks. But it's been working very, very well, and you should sell it. So what we say is, when you got your 6% gain, sell it then. Or if you see the market going your direction, you want to ride it up, go ahead. A lot of people get a lot more than 6% with our trades. That's just the standard we use to establish that we have a winner, right? I don't know if you've ever been in one of these programs in the past where people say, well, it's just went up 3 cents, so therefore it's a winner. Well, guess what, pal? No, it's not. Because I wouldn't have sold it for a 3 cent gain, right? Why would I sell for 3 cents? Didn't even cover your commission. You know what I'm saying? So we have to establish a level of success. So we put a 6% profit target on those trades. When it hits 6%, then we consider it a success. Doesn't mean you have to sell it then. You might want to lock that in, but ride it up. A lot of people are making 10, 12, 15% on their trades. So, oh, and what other questions can we get to here before we wrap it up, Aaron? What do you think? Any other big questions?
Bruce, the computer buddy, this guy's hilarious. So he's saying that he's saying he wants more of me, I guess. He wants you on Monday, Wednesday, Friday and me on Tuesday and Thursday. So I
Oh,
don't know whether I should take that as a compliment or an insult, Bruce, but
you taking that
I'm
as an
just I'm
insult?
just joking.
Bruce, Bruce doesn't like us talking about other things. He just wants to stay on trading, trading.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's boring.
Oh, one thing I did want to mention,
I love you, Bruce. Don't get me wrong.
yeah. One thing I did want to mention is there was an interesting conversation about backup internet, and actually I was looking at an email from Lee and his partner. They're a dynamic duo that trade with us, and their feed went out. So if you don't have a backup internet of some sort, whether that's not a dial-up, of course, but a second cable or a Starlink, or even borrowing your neighbor's Wi-Fi if that's allowed. But whatever your backup internet is, you should have a backup internet for this, especially if you're trading real money. Hugh, what was it that you said the other day when I was on the phone with you? Like, having your internet connection is as valuable as water or something like that. It's
To
you,
me, it's
you
like
need
oxygen. Oxygen.
yeah.
It's up there with oxygen. I
Yeah,
gotta have it.
so
Wow.
especially for us that use the computer every day to trade and make money and give you a good presentation, it's as important as oxygen. So if you think of running out of oxygen, and if you're in a trade with a large amount of money, if you're running out of oxygen, 5 minutes, that could be the matter of keeping that $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 in profit, or losing it, right? If you don't have that internet connection, maybe you forgot to put in your order, or forgot to put in a stop loss if you use a stop loss, something like that. So definitely recommend a backup internet connection.
Yeah. It's so funny. I just can tell you this little story. So I know I was at the post office the other day. I had to send something off and then package or something out, and they give you this tracking information. And the girl, she says, "Oh, sir, do you have access to the internet?" I said, "Do I have access to the internet?" I said, "Man, my generation invented the internet, so
Yeah.
your generation, can have fun using it." Okay, of course I have access to the. I live on the internet.
Yep.
You know, I, well, I didn't mean to insult you. No, no, it's okay. It's okay. But I laugh at these kids that think that because we're older or something that we don't have access to the internet or something. We don't know what we're doing. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Real quick question from Nancy. Nancy asks, "What is the format of the trading room? Is this like a Zoom call?" Yes, it is. So when you get into the trading room, you're going to be given every Sunday night. You're sent the link for the week for the Zoom call. So you log on anywhere after 9 o'clock. You come on 9 o'clock. So we play music at 9 o'clock, just little It's not just to entertain you. That's not the point. I mean, it is there too, but we play music so you can make sure that your audio is alive and well, right? And if you're not hearing music, you might want to check your speakers, your software, whatever it is. Because one thing you don't want to do is be on a webinar and you spend the next 20 minutes. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, 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 hello. No, turn up your phone. You don't want to hear that technical stuff. We want to be ready to go at 9:20, right? We hit the post, and what we're going to do is we're going to start talking about the market, the news, what is happening in the market, what's going to move the markets today, what are we looking at? What are the setups, everything else, and then at 9:30 when the opening bell comes, we're looking at the charts. So you're looking at all our charts, our Thinkorswim charts or whatever we're using, and we look at getting into trades, and we completely narrate the whole thing. And I do my trades. Aaron does his. It's not just watch Aaron and Hugh trade. It's an educational thing. So we discuss everything that we're talking about with the trades, and we make it happen. And it really works well. And also it's interactive. So just like here, you can punch up your questions and we try to answer all the questions. Can't always get them, but we try and get to all the questions if we can. And we have some fun too. We have the game. So last Friday, I should tell you. Yes, you know this gentleman there, Daniel H. So the game is this. All right. So early in the morning, we say, okay, we're going to play the game. First 20 people, tell me what you think. Where is SPY going to finish today? What's the price of SPY at 4 o'clock when the bell rings, closing bell? And the person closest to it gets a prize. And this prize yesterday or Friday was our latest copy of Triumphs and Tragedies ebook. And Daniel H. got it. I don't know if he's on now or not, but he won it. And we met him at, where did we meet him? Was it Las Vegas or Orlando? I can't remember.
Yeah, we met him in Las Vegas, and I also he invited me down to Williamsburg, Virginia. I met him and John, our options whale trader, pick of the day trader. So met him, and he took me out to eat, wined me and dined me, and was very pleasant to work with, and gave us some feedback and some ways to make our service even better. So it was a great experience. Thank you again, Daniel, if you're on.
Sounds good. All right. I don't know. There's a lot of questions and stuff, but you know what? I've already bored you all. Okay. Brian Z, good to have you on here. Okay. Anyway, yeah, let's see. I understand the market's always.
Somebody was saying if you got your Starlink, did you end up getting your Starlink at Costco there, Hugh?
No, I'm still kind of looking around. I'm thinking, you know what? I'll tell you something. I'm a little peeved that I should be able to get my cell phone hotspot working, and I don't know why. I'm going to work on that first. Uh, and my wife even said that. So, this is supposed to work. Why would you have to spend another whatever, a couple $1,000s a year, whatever, for the backup? I mean, we will if you have to. That's not a problem. But just for that one odd time, that one off, your
Well,
cell phone should work. Why isn't it working?
just a FYI, the signal strength to the internet on your cell phone is probably 100 times, not 100 times, probably 30 times less than the signal strength on a Starlink or
Maybe.
or on a cable. So
But I've used the tethering on the cell phone. It seemed to work okay, as long as I'm not, goofing around with all kinds of other open things on the internet. But it wasn't bad. But
yeah.
here's the other thing with Starlink. If you got bad weather or something, that could be into that too, right? Although everybody had chimed in and said Starlink works like a dream, so I
Yeah.
haven't made that up yet. Like I
And the
haven't.
benefit is you can take it on your RV in case you go cross country.
Yeah, sounds like a plan here. So okay. Anyway, all right. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. All right. So anyway, I think we're gonna call it a night here. My goodness, if we didn't get to your questions, I'm sorry. Yes, the Thinkorswim setup is going to be recorded. So if you do buy it, so if you can't make it Tuesday 11:30, at least buy it and you'll get the recording, right? You'll get the recording. So and that should work. So all right, folks, we're going to see you tomorrow morning in the trading room. I can't believe it. It's tomorrow morning. It's Monday. It's already here. Uh, uh, Bruce says, I don't want to hurt Hugh's feelings, Aaron, Monday, Wednesday, Friday or something. Hugh, Tuesday and Thursday would be even better. Bruce, you can't hurt my feelings. I got thicker skin than that. Just curious, why do you want to do it that way? Well, maybe it's not a bad idea. I don't know. That would give us some time off, wouldn't it?
No, that he was also the same person that wanted us to go to 12 noon. So I can't trust him right now.
I don't know. I don't know. I think Bruce is I think he's just trying to sound. Folks, we're going to call it a day. Thanks for joining us. It's been a real pleasure. And hope to see you tomorrow in the trading room. And hope to see you Tuesday Thinker Swim webinar. Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. Have a good night.
Yep. Thank you. Take care, everybody.
And the sun, be great at what you do, give it all of you, and trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell